In Ukraine tonight, Russian invaders are being driven away by an intense Ukrainian counteroffensive, which has now taken back more than 2,300 square miles. CNN's Sam Kiley was the first international journalist to go inside a key strategic city just recaptured by Ukrainian forces. He has our exclusive report.
It's been a stunning advance. Ukraine's rout of Russian invaders has recaptured 6,000 square kilometers, Ukraine's president says. This land was held by Russia just a few days ago. Now it's providing a rich harvest to Ukraine's army of abandoned Russian equipment. The Russian Z symbol painted over. The guns ready to kill Russians. The recapture of Izium, a strategic prize, accelerated by precision strikes from new artillery donated by Western allies.
This is clearly hit with a very large piece of artillery or an airstrike. And you can see how important it was strategically. Clearly a former school. There's a kind of children's painting on the wall. But it's also got these large holes which have been dug to store tanks or armored personnel carriers, even artillery pieces. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We were shown into a command center in the bunkers of an old factory.
So down here we've seen there's a medical facility, call it something like that, inside this bunker. There's a barracks.
Russian soldiers.
They're sleeping here.
Yeah.
The top brass here slept in beds made of old doors.
And then, of course, the command center here. As I walk along here, it's absolutely extraordinary. There are the different labels for the different roles of the senior Russian officers on these school desks that have been arranged in this bunker in an old, what looks like a brick factory. Now, they were safe down here, underground, but they didn't feel safe enough to stay in Izium. And what's critical, ultimately, for the Ukrainian armed forces is making sure that the senior officers of the Russian army stay on the run. If they do that, the Russian armed forces will collapse completely in Ukraine and potentially threaten the longevity of one Vladimir Putin.
This couple celebrated liberation. They told me that some of their neighbors were less delighted and had blamed Ukrainian forces for shelling their homes. But he insisted the incoming shells never hit the checkpoints or Russian artillery base right outside his house, and so blamed the Russians for false flag attacks on civilians. He said the Russians behaved like pigs. They stole everything from all the empty houses before they ran away. The Russian guns were busy here. Their wooden ammunition boxes now stockpiled for winter fuel. And to the Ukrainian victors here, the spoils have been rich. The capture of Izium and the rout of Russia here has broken a key link in Putin's logistics chain in the battle for the east.
Now you have the remarkable scene of a tank coming to collect an abandoned Russian howitzer.
I asked him if it had been a hard fight. Not really, he said. The latest Ukrainian successes may not be the beginning of the end of this war, but not even the Kremlin can deny that this chapter has been a very sorry tale for Russia.
Now, Wolf, the Russian forces can now retreat, if they choose to, into those much more better prepared positions that they've got in the semi-independent, self-declared areas of the Donbass that they captured back in 2014. As a result of that, President Zelensky has already been hinting that they will have to fight by other means. More maneuver, more special forces, I expect. Wolf?
Sam Kiley on the scene for us in Ukraine. Stay safe over there, Sam. Thank you very, very much. And let's discuss with the Ukrainian ambassador to the United States, Oksana Markarova. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us. Does Ukraine see these major military advances by Ukraine as a major turning point in this war?
Absolutely. It's a 202nd day of the war. And this counteroffensive, which already allowed us to free more than 2,500 square miles of Ukrainian territory, and more importantly, almost 300 villages and different settlements, and our people there, is one of the major turning points. I think the most one after we have freed the Kiev Oblast. So it's very difficult still. The fight that Russians are putting up, of course, where they're not running, is pretty big, and especially they're doing very cowardice attacks on our infrastructure and just shooting at the civilian buildings, places everywhere. But it's a big momentum when we are showing that we can win.
Very impressive military advances indeed. Ambassador, Ukrainians in one liberated village told CNN's Sam Kiley that the Russians, and I'm quoting now, locked people in basements and beat them. Prosecutors, as you know, they're investigating reports of Ukrainian civilians being tortured and killed by the Russians. What do you fear Russia has left in its wake?
Yes, Wolf. Unfortunately, we see here, and we only start uncovering these tragic accounts. We see exactly what we saw in Bucha, Irpin, and other places after we liberated those areas from the occupation. Here, people were under occupation for more than 6 months. And we already see accounts of tortures and deaths and attacks on the kidnapping. So, unfortunately, we see the same war crimes and atrocities. That's why we need to increase our efforts. That's why we need to free and liberate our territories as soon as possible. Because, again, the more accounts of war crimes and more calls for justice for everything Russians are doing on these territories, which are illegally and temporarily occupied.
Now, as you know, Ambassador, Ukraine is now asking the United States for more weapons to sustain this military momentum that's going on. You want more drones, tanks, and longer-range missile systems. How critical is it for the United States to tailor its weapons packages for Ukraine to this new stage of the war?
It's very important for us to sustain the effort, as military people say. I mean, we're very grateful to the United States. And I think these successes in the South and East are a result of course, bravery and mastery of our military forces, but also unbelievable and timely support we're getting from the United States. And we're very grateful to the President, to Congress, to all American people for this. But in order to sustain the effort, in order to continue freeing our territories, in order to defend the country from all these ruthless attacks that Russians, terrorist attacks actually, that Russians are putting on a daily basis, we just need more weapons. And we know it's a lot to ask, but we can win. And it's not only Ukraine can win, all of us together can win and bring Russia to justice. So yes, it's critical, especially as the winter approaching, to have the packages of the support which were already appropriated by Congress. And we're looking forward to Congress and asking the Congress to review the additional proposal that Biden administration's already submitted to Congress for additional support to Ukraine.
Ukraine's ambassador to the United States, Oksana Markarova. Thank you, Ambassador, for joining us.
Thank you.